Hey, how's it going, do-it-yourselfers? So not too long ago, one of my subscribers asked me what I thought about Land Rover Discovery IIs. Now, some of you may not know this, but a few years ago I used to actually buy these cars and part them out and try to make a profit. And during that time I got to know a lot of different Land Rover Discovery owners and got to know exactly what parts break down more often and how reliable these cars exactly are. So I'm going to share that with you today. Now, before I get too far into this video and talk about what I think about these cars as far as reliability goes, I should mention that the Land Rover Discovery II is actually pretty good when it comes to off-roading. And maybe even better than the Discovery II for off-roading is the Discovery I. You know, they both have good strong engines, they're 4x4, they have good ground clearance, all that good stuff. So when it comes to off-roading, these might be a decent choice actually. All right, so let's get going. So for starters, let's start with the specs on these Land Rover Discovery IIs. Now, 1999 to 2002 Land Rover Discoveries had a 4.0 liter V8 engine, and the 2003 and 2004 Land Rover Discovery IIs had a 4.6 liter engine. You had options for a 4-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual, but as far as the United States market goes, the 5-speed manuals are very rare. Also keep in mind the engines used in the Land Rover Discovery II were also used in the Land Rover Range Rover. So any problems we talk about the engine for these cars in this video are going to be the same for the Land Rover Range Rover in those year ranges as well. Alright, so let's get started with the mechanical problems with these cars. So right off the bat, the engines on these cars suffer from a chronic head gasket issue. Now, speaking of these engines, I still have one here on this jack stand. Now, I should say that in my experience, engines where both the cylinder head and the cylinder block are made out of aluminum suffer from more frequent head gasket failure. And you guessed it, the engine block is also made out of aluminum. See, this magnet is not sticking to it. And the second problem is that the oil pump, which goes right here in front of the engine and runs off the crankshaft, goes bad from time to time as well. Bad oil pump, no oil pressure, bad rod bearing, need new engine. Now the third problem, which I have not experienced personally, is that these sleeves, which as you can see are not made out of aluminum, like to wander off or break and cause engine noise as well, which equals either engine rebuild or a new engine. So there you have it, only a few minor issues that could go wrong with these engines. Now before you go out and buy one of these though, there's a few more issues you need to know about, mainly the problem with the transmission, where the transmission on these cars gets frequently fatally damaged. Now, funny enough, it's not due to the internal components of these transmissions. They're actually built okay, but rather the front drive shaft. See, the front drive shaft on these cars is located right next to the transmission on the left side. Now, these drive shafts, when they break down, they really break down, as in they break apart or they break into different sections. And when that happens, and if you're driving your car, the drive shaft is going to swing around and slam right into the side of your transmission, breaking the aluminum casing of the transmission and leaving you in need of a new transmission and a front drive shaft. Alright, let's see what else I used to sell. Oh yeah, the ignition lock goes bad on these cars as well, and in order to fix that, you're going to have to replace the whole ignition lock and switch assembly. And in order to do that, if you don't want to pay the dealer, you're going to have to buy it used. And I think they cost about $250 or $300 used right now. Also, I used to sell a lot of the ABS pumps on these cars. Yeah, these pumps suffer from a high failure rate. However, obviously these pumps don't keep you from driving your car, but if you live in a state where the inspection requires that the ABS system on your car is in good working condition, that's simply another repair that you're gonna have to do before you go to inspection. So yeah, Land Rover, the company that has been turning owners into mechanics for 70 years. So there you have it, folks. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to support my channel, all you have to do is watch another one of my videos. You can either click on watch this one in this corner, the one right below it, or clicking on watching any of my videos in the suggestion box will work as well. And while you do that, I'm going to go knock down some trees.